What up, fuckers? It's Fear Innes of Fearcast, straight out of the FYFC studios. Sit the fuck down. You're listening to this freaking show.
What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
And I'm the Freak Joe.
And welcome to Season 4 of This Freakin' Show. Kicking off the new season with This Freaky Show. It is the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. And for the next 5 weeks, we are celebrating Halloween with our little October-long salute of This Freaky Show. Of course, the Freak Joe is back with us, and I'm super excited for him to be here to continue on our tradition of telling short, spooky stories, as only the Freak Joe knows how to do.
I'm freaking glad to be back.
Right, I'm so happy for you to be back, and I'm a little bummed out that Cartoon Joe wasn't able to be here on the season kickoff of season 4, but it gives him some time to kind of like reboot and kind of get himself ready for the new season starting in November. But how has the Freak Joe been since we really haven't heard from him since like 2017 because we had no Freaky Show from 2018?
I've been all right. Been taking it easy. Looking forward to revisiting some good horror stories.
Right, I'm super
Got
excited
some
for it.
good stuff lined up.
Yeah, it's weird because it's kind of like you set your alarm and it just never went off
Yep,
when it came
that's
to
exactly what it was
2018,
like.
right?
Yep.
God, man, I'm super excited. This Freaky Show is one of my favorite things that we do on this freaking show, because it's not one episode long of everything. Like, it's an entire month that we attribute to the celebration of Halloween. Now, Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, and I believe it is one of yours too as well, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course.
And it goes beyond the fact of the whole trick or treating or the movies, the decorating. But it's also Halloween itself. The day itself is the birth date of our former co-host Awkward Colin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So when we get closer to that, we're definitely gonna remind everyone of that Awkward Colin's birthday is October 31st. I do believe it's going to be a golden birthday too because he will be 31 this year.
Oh man, that's exciting.
Yeah. So we'll say happy birthday when we get closer to it, so we don't have to worry about doing it now. But we're gonna kick off season 4 with a new segment that's gonna replace Awkward Colin's Freaky Flicks. With it, I guess it's gonna be called That Freakin' Happened. I think that's kind of the title of the segment that we came up with, which we're each going to share a current event or something that happened this week in history, because we are a weekly show, not a daily show. So you just pick any event that happened within the 7-day time frame of the show that we're recording.
I may have misunderstood this because
Yeah, what are you thinking? What did you think it was?
I thought it was any time within history, as long as within the 7-day period, not just current events.
No, it is. It's history.
Oh, okay.
How do you think?
Just make sure.
How did it sound like when I described it?
It sounded like it had to happen within the last 7 days.
No, well, okay. So
just the last 7 dates, but any time in history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
within the 7 dates of any time in history. So when you're looking at this week, we're gonna say from September 30th to October 5th, or whatever the hell that is, within like 2011, 1987, 1843, 1770,
perfect.
anything like that.
Then I understood it right the first time, but not immediately, just now. Good.
Freak Joe, if you know me at all, you know that I don't know how to describe shit the right way.
You're usually pretty good, which is why I was confused.
Right. Well, and I do get it. I mean, this is your first time up in like nearly 600 and some odd days.
Right, I'm
So
like
I get it.
a newborn giraffe.
Yeah, you missed
Wobbly.
a lot of meetings and stuff. So
True.
so we're gonna dive into that freaking happened, a new segment right after I let everyone know that this episode of this freaky show is brought to you by Audible.com. Now, if you're just like me and you love hearing stories such as freaky tales that's coming back during this freaky show, spooky stories, things about literature, any kind of a novel or textbook or whatever the hell you think that you love to learn about, you just don't want to read it yourself, Audible.com is the best place for you. With 1,000 titles available to have someone else read to you, Audible.com is the best place for you to go. Plus, if you go to audibletrial.com/freaknet right now, you get a 30-day free trial of Audible. On top of that, you get a token for a free book of your choosing for your 30-day free trial. So much free available to you. Just go to audibletrial.com/freaknet right now. Get your 30-day free trial and your first credit to go towards your first purchase of a book today.
Nice.
Thank you.
This freaky show is also brought to you by WeAreDapperTies.com. If you need a high quality knit tie, maybe to complete that perfect costume you've got in your head, but you don't want to pay a high price like you'd pay at like Macy's or JCPenney, head on over to WeAreDapperTies.com. Get yourself a high quality knit tie for just $15. Use the discount code FREAKIN, that's FREAKIN. Get yourself free shipping on your order. That's right. Use the discount code FREAKIN, that's FREAKIN, at WeAreDapperTies.com. You can get a high quality knit tie for just $15. Head on over to WeAreDapperTies.com today.
Good job, Freak Joe. It seems like you took some pointers there from Cartoon Joe when it came to that promo cutting.
Yeah, he told me I had to really get my shit together.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Again, We Are Deputized and Audible is coming around for season 4. Still sticking with the this freaking show train, as you will, as we move forward into. First off, it's an amazing idea to think that we are stepping into the first episode of season 4. It's an incredible thing. I honestly didn't think that we'd ever make season 4, especially during the break we took a while back. So I'm super excited that we're doing this and everything. And I don't want to just like blow over that idea that we are into the 4th season of this podcast. Now I know it may be a little bit, it just may be another thing for you because I mean, when it comes to Geekcast Live, you guys are about wrapping up season 4 yourselves, correct?
I believe
Or
that is
season
the case.
5.
Ooh, Jeez, is it season 5? Hold on, I gotta think about this.
I know it's.
We're
I
in
know it's
2019.
Yeah,
We
'cause I
started
know
in
it's
2014. Yeah, season 5.
Okay, yeah, because I know it's a little different for you guys because you don't have like season 5, episode 40. You guys roll over into like episode like 222, wherever the hell you guys are on right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And we only started doing that like a season or two ago.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So awesome for Audible to join us. I mean, they are a newer sponsor, but Weird Advertised has actually been around, I believe, since season 2. So
I
it's
think
really
you're
cool.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So super excited for that. Really excited for season 4 and a lot of things that we're trying to work on to bring you guys here on the show. Former guests coming back that we're trying to work with. We do have a couple guests lined up for this freaky show, so I'm really excited to get those set up. We should have a guest next week. I'm not going to tell you who it is because if I tell you who it is, it probably won't happen because I remember how season 3 started out, and I don't want to repeat myself that way. But we do have a couple returning guests during this freaky show to talk about Halloween and everything like that. We're coming back with the Oscar wars that we did the first 2 seasons. I'm really excited to bring back a lot going on. one of the biggest things that is happening that was mentioned numerous times, as well as something that was questioned on our season finale, is Freaknet Studios. Uh, I got I got the logo idea, Joe. I believe I sent you some of the logo
You
ideas.
did. They look great.
Right. My favorite thing is the face on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really want to associate the studios with pretty much what that face is, and just having like Freaknet Studios across it. So I'm really excited for that to be grown and everything. Talking to Sarge from the Gray Area, who's going to be a part of it. I think I remember mentioning Jackie, who was on the show for the month-long keto series that we did in February. She's thinking about starting up her own podcast about dieting and fitness and all that stuff. And if she does that, she may also be joining Freaknut Studios as well.
Nice.
So, for those of you who didn't understand what Freaknut Studios was, it's basically a network that we're putting together for podcasting and creators of like YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's basically like an umbrella community of where everyone can go to join together and help support each other, and that's what we're aiming to do when it comes to Freaknet Studios. So if that's something that sounds like interest to you guys, and you're like, hey, I got a podcast I'd love to, put together within the network and stuff like that, you can get a hold of us. Just email me at thisfreakinshow@yahoo.com because we're going to be launching a Freaknet Studios Facebook as well as a website here shortly. I just got to get all that put together. And it's just going to be a process like that. So we'll get to that here shortly. But we're not here to talk about Freaknet Studios. We're here to talk about Halloween and everything fun filled with that, as well as beginning season 4 with That Freaking Happened. Joe, do you want to start out our new segment, or do you want me to go first?
Ooh, a lot of pressure, but I'd be happy to.
Yeah, go for it, man.
I hope we didn't pick the same thing. So
I hope not.
yeah. So our one of our favorite holidays is Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, or else we wouldn't dedicate 4 to 5 weeks a year to do stuff with it. But I believe one of our other favorite holidays is Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you knew this. Thanksgiving was not always either a national holiday or the last Thursday in November.
I did not. I did not know,
Yeah.
man. I did not know that.
On actually this day of this week in history, October 3rd, 1863, Abraham Lincoln made Thanksgiving officially a national holiday that would always happen on the last Thursday of November.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before that, it had been celebrated several times, and it was usually, I believe the first time it was officially a national holiday, it was, I think, 1789 during George Washington's presidency.
Mm-hmm.
It was November 26th. And it was just, if you were in the States, you celebrated on the 26th. Obviously there was the first Thanksgiving back in 1621, in like the Jamestown colony or whatever. But the first time it was a national holiday was George Washington, but it didn't become officially set on the calendar and tied to the last Thursday of November until today in 1863.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I like that. And we definitely did not pick the same thing.
Okay.
But I did kind of I did relate a little bit to kind of like horror, if you will, because it is Halloween, the whole celebration of Halloween for the month and everything. I went more towards murder.
Nice.
And what I
Classic.
chose, yes, oh god, yeah. And what I chose is back in October 3rd of 1995. The official verdict of the O.J. Simpson trial was
Nice.
released, where he was not, he was found not guilty for the murder of his wife, Nicole Brown.
Wild.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there and I'm like, first off, it blew my mind that it happened in '95 because I thought it was way earlier than that.
Right?
Like like I went to like law enforcement in high school and all that stuff, and I know that we watched videos of the actual verdict and everything, and to me it seemed like more of like an '80s thing. I never sat there and thought that like this whole process like of the trial and everything went on during like the time I was alive. I mean, obviously I was too young to realize that I was like 6 years old or whatever the fuck it was. But
Right?
excuse me, but the fact is like it did happen between January and October of 1995. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, you everyone should know what it is, but Nicole Brown, wife of O.J. Simpson, was found dead. He was accused of it. He won because the gloves that were worn by the murderer didn't fit. And then they came with the whole thing: the glove don't fit, you must have quit. If you haven't had a chance, they did a series on it that I believe is on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I believe it's Netflix, and I believe and I keep fucking up this actor's name, but is it Gooding Cuban Jr. or Cuban Gooding
Oh,
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, he played O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson. David
Huh.
Schwimmer played Ross in Friends. He played the Kardashian father, the lawyer.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a pretty good series. I did watch it and everything, so it's kind of cool how you get the perspective of what really went on from that time, in a more of a modern made kind of way.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that
Whack.
happened. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And again, that happened 24 years ago today in history. So yeah,
That's interesting. I had no idea.
neither did I until I googled. I'm like,
Yeah.
what has happened this week in history
Right?
that could be more relatable to Halloween than fucking murder, man. Plus
I hear you.
with the slow Bronco police chase.
Oh, so good.
Mhm.
I think that might have been the first real police chase on television.
Right, and it was so fucking slow. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember people talking about how like it was just a slow police chase, and I'm like, well, I mean, God, yeah, it's like it doesn't have to go like 90 miles an hour and end up crashing and shit like that. And then obviously there's been so many parodies of on it, from like The
Mm-hmm.
Simpsons, The Family Guy, even pro wrestling
Oh
did
my
a
God.
spoof on it at a wrestling WrestleMania show. It was pretty cool. So very popular.
Nice.
Obviously, since then, OJ was in and out of court and legal stuff. I believe he was also arrested in Vegas for trying to steal back his own like sports memorabilia and shit. So,
Yep.
right, the juice is loose. I heard it was a big thing. So,
Ah. Oh, geez.
God.
Weird. Yeah, but you mentioned like it doesn't feel like it happened within our lifetimes.
Mhm.
I feel the same way about like Princess Diana. She died in 1997.
Yeah, you
In
know,
my
I
head, it was like 89.
yeah, it's that weird shit that like because like when you sit there and I think current events, like the only thing I could relate to being alive through is like 9/11, like because I remember
Yeah,
that.
for
But
sure.
all that shit like in the 90s that people were like, oh, remember when this happened? It's like I don't remember being alive for that shit. Because I mean, like I was too busy watching like Arthur and shit to worry about Princess
Right.
Diana's accident or the O.J. Simpson trial and shit like that. Because I don't know if it's from parents um like hiding that shit from you, or it just wasn't really like brought up like
Yeah.
around kids. It's
Yeah, just
like
not formative. Right.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I don't watch the news now and shit anyway, so it's like the same, I guess.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Too stressful.
Right. What do you think of it? What do you think of our new segment? Do you think we can make that freaking happen a good segment to last us through season 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. I'm hoping for that day where we actually do the same event, and I'm hoping we don't because, I mean, it should be easy enough to come up with our own. And I'd like to keep it a surprise until we do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for this new segment. I'm so happy for season 4 and happy to do this with you, man. This is
Me
good,
too.
right? Oh shit! All right. I want to talk a little bit about memes and gifs and stuff before we dive into the freaky tales, because I was at work the other day and I was laughing my ass off from all those. And I know I'm going to pronounce his name right, but it doesn't fucking matter. He's a criminal. Tekashi 69, Tekashi 69.
I have no idea.
memes.
I've never heard it out loud.
I know, right? I don't think I ever did either, but I gotta be pretty fucking close. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever. Rapper who got arrested for all this criminal bullshit, and apparently he is turning everybody in. This motherfucker's turning in like public library books from like the '90s. He never fucking turned in before, kind of thing. So
Jeez.
many fucking memes are out there about this guy. And for the hell of it, I just made up two myself. I think I sent them to you and I posted them up on Instagram, which Travesty now has his very own official Instagram, Freakin Travesty. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, please do.
Nice.
Yeah. And I thought what better way than to make myself feel better is to come up with our own Tekashi 6ix9ine uh, whistleblowing, narking out memes and stuff that we will turn into memes and release onto our social media.
I dig it.
Yeah. So I asked you to come up with five.
Yep.
So I got my five. And if you want, we could go back and forth. I'll start out
Sure.
and we'll just give out the meme. The basically like what it is. And I can give an example of the ones that I did create. See if I can find it because this is how I prepare by not preparing. Scrolling through all these. There we go. So like Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow, and then there's Tekashi sitting down in his little courtroom, like staring off, and then Green Arrow's right there, like boom, like what the fuck?
Mhm.
Or Tekashi 6ix9ine and the Joker. I know how he got those scars, so I think
Nice.
they're fucking funny. I created my five. I'm gonna start out with the first one. Um, a classic, like mystery, the Pulp Fiction briefcase, where
Ooh,
Takashi 6ix9ine is like, I know what's in the briefcase.
nice.
Yeah. Where you got, Joe?
Nice. I gave you this one at the beginning of the show, but Bruce Willis is a ghost.
Yeah.
So I imagine, him looking shocked or whatever. But
Yeah. To this day, I still blame 51st Dates for ruining the ending to The Sixth Sense, even though Sixth Sense came out like 20 years ago. To this day, I still blame 51st Dates. So thank you, M. Sandler. All right. I got one here, and I'm not sure if a lot of people remember, but Tekashi 6ix9ine knows where cousin Oliver went from the Brady Bunch.
oh my gosh, I
Right?
forgot about that.
Right? Well, Tekashi 6ix9ine knows where he's at.
That's excellent. I got a real good classic throwback.
Mhm.
Um, Old Man Jenkins is the crypt keeper.
That's a ways, bro.
There's some Scooby Doo.
That's some Scooby Doo. I got a generic one. I know where Bigfoot is.
That's a good one.
You gotta go with the classic. Gotta go with the classic urban legend there sometimes too.
This one also is a little, I think, a little vanilla. Clark Kent is Superman,
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, especially when it's just glasses that
yeah,
term his alter ego.
right? And he slouches a little.
Right, God. Can you just imagine like getting that image of Superman from Justice League when he looks right in Batman's face and like, do you bleed?
Uh-huh.
Nuts. Here's one if you guys are a fan of the TV show NCIS. I know how Gibbs gets the boat out of the basement. Right?
Ooh,
Did you ever watch that TV show, Joe?
yeah,
Right? How does he get the boat out of the basement?
that's a really
Gosh,
good question.
gosh, 6ix9ine knows.
Nice. Uh, Here's another oldie but goodie. I know what Soylent Green is.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. I don't know the last time I even thought of Soylent Green.
I weirdly think of it a lot just because of there's like a meal replacement out in like the what do you call it, Silicon Valley, that's called
Okay,
Soylent because of the reference.
gotcha. All right, my last one. I know if it's to be or not to be.
Ooh,
Right? William Shakespeare, some Romeo and Juliet there.
that is really good.
Right?
Oh, I almost don't want to do mine now. Uh, uh, yeah, I'm gonna change it. I I know where Jimmy Hoffa's buried.
Okay, there's a good one. That's one of the biggest fucking mysteries I wish somebody could give me an answer to.
Right?
Like, how
It's
does
like,
somebody just randomly vanish? You know?
right? Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one.
Joe, I kind of want to know what the other one is, man.
I couldn't. I'm happy to share it. It's just I don't want to. The format isn't going to sound as good as the ones you did. You did the format better than me. I went with the CIA killed Martin Luther King Jr.
Ooh, that's dark. No, but it works. I mean, there are memes that it just gives out the answer too. It works.
That's true. That's true.
It's. I mean, there are memes where it says like, "I know who Batman is," or they say Bruce Wayne is Batman. They
Gotcha.
both work, man. So
That's true. That's true.
crush it. So, all right. So, do me a favor when you get a chance, message me over your 5, and then I'm going to turn them into memes, and then I'm going to put them out on our Instagram page for this freaking show.
Perfect.
Yeah, so everyone else can enjoy them and get the feel of our Tekashi 69 memes.
Perfect.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you guys have been waiting for, and I know the Freak Show has been waiting for it as well, is it is now the return of Freaky Tales. Joe, whenever you are ready, the floor is yours to do what you do best.
Excellent.
Hmm.
I will proceed. Just unlock my device here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, get yourself ready, man. Clear that throat, take a sip of whatever it is you're drinking, and dive right in, old storyteller.
Ooh. I wish I'd thought to bring something in to drink, but oh well. So I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. This is one that I believe I've read before, but I love it so much, and you love it so much, and it's
Mhm.
Halloween, and it's Edgar Allan Poe, and it's The Telltale Heart, and it's just so good. You just can't not do it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're kicking things off with The Telltale Heart again.
Perfect.
It's true. Yes, I have been ill, very ill. But why do you say that I have lost control of my mind? Why do you say that I am mad? Can you not see that I have full control of my mind? Is it not clear that I am not mad? Indeed, the illness only made my mind, my feelings, my senses stronger, more powerful. My sense of hearing especially became more powerful. I could hear sounds I had never heard before. I heard sounds from heaven. I heard sounds from hell. Listen, listen, and I will tell you how it happened. You will see, you will hear how healthy my mind is. It is impossible to say how the idea first entered my head. There was no reason for what I did. I did not hate the old man. I even loved him. He had never hurt me. I did not want his money. I think it was his eye. His eye was like the eye of a vulture. The eye of one of those terrible birds that watch and wait while an animal dies and then fall upon the dead body and pull it to pieces to eat it. When the old man looked at me with his vulture eye, a cold feeling went up and down my back. Even my blood became cold. And so I finally decided I had to kill the old man and close that eye forever. So you think that I am mad? A madman cannot plan, but you should have seen me. During all of that week, I was as friendly to the old man as I could be, and warm and loving. Every night, about 12 o'clock, I slowly opened his door. And when the door was opened wide enough, I put my hand in, and then my head. In my hand I held a light covered over with a cloth so that no light showed, and I stood there quietly. Then, carefully, I lifted the cloth, just a little, so that a single, thin, small light fell across that eye. For 7 nights I did this. 7 long nights, every night at midnight. Always the eye was closed, so it was impossible for me to do the work. For it was not the old man I felt I had to kill. It was the eye, his evil eye. And every morning I went to his room, and with a warm, friendly voice I asked him how he had slept. He could not guess that every night, just at 12, I looked in at him as he slept. The 8th night, I was more than usually careful as I opened the door. The hands of a clock move more quickly than did my hand. Never before had I felt so strongly my own power. I was now sure of success. The old man was lying there, not dreaming that I was at his door. Suddenly, he moved in his bed. You may think I became afraid, but no. The darkness in his room was thick and black. I knew he could not see the opening of the door. I continued to push the door, slowly, softly. I put in my head. I put in my hand with the covered light. Suddenly, the old man sat straight up in bed and cried, "Who's there?" I stood quite still. For a whole hour I did not move, nor did I hear him again lie down on his bed. He just sat there, listening. Then I heard a sound, a low cry of fear which escaped from the old man. Now I knew he was sitting up in his bed, filled with fear. I knew that he knew that I was there. He did not see me there. He could not hear me there. He felt me there. Now he knew that death was standing there. Slowly, little by little, I lifted the cloth until a small, small light escaped from under it, to fall upon that vulture eye. It was open, wide, wide open, and my anger increased as I looked straight at me. I could not see the old man's face, only that eye, that hard blue eye, and the blood in my body became like ice. Have I not told you that my hearing had become unusually strong? Now I could hear a quick, low, soft sound, like the sound of a clock heard through a wall. It was the beating of the old man's heart. I tried to stand quietly, but the sound grew louder. The old man's fear must have been great indeed. And as the sound grew louder, my anger became greater and more painful. But it was more than anger. In the quiet night, in the dark silence of the bedroom, my anger became fear. For the heart was beating so loudly that I was sure someone must hear. The time had come! I rushed into the room, crying, "Die! Die!" The old man gave a loud cry of fear as I fell upon him and held the bed covers tightly over his head. Still his heart was beating, but I smiled as I felt that success was near. For many minutes that heart continued to beat, but at last the beating stopped. The old man was dead. I took away the bed covers and held my ear over his heart. There was no sound. Yes, He was dead, dead as stone. His eye would trouble me no more. So I am mad, you say? You should have seen how careful I was to put the body where no one could find it. First, I cut off the head, and then the arms and the legs. I was careful not to let a single drop of blood fall on the floor. I pulled up 3 of the boards that formed the floor and put the pieces of the body there. Then I put the boards down again, carefully, so carefully that no human eye could see that they had been moved. As I finished this work, I heard that someone was at the door. It was now 4 o'clock in the morning, but still dark. I had no fear, however. As I went down to open the door, 3 men were at the door, 3 officers of the police. One of the neighbors had heard the old man's cry and had called the police. These 3 had come to ask questions and to search the house. I asked the policeman to come in. The cry, I said, was my own, in a dream. The old man, I said, was away. He had gone to visit a friend in the country. I took them through the whole house, telling them to search it all, to search well. I led them finally into the old man's bedroom. As if playing a game with them, I asked them to sit down and talk for a while. My easy, quiet manner made the policemen believe my story, so they sat talking with me in a friendly way. But although I answered them in the same way, I soon wished that they would go. My head hurt, and there was a strange sound in my ears. I talked more and faster. The sound became clearer, and still they sat and talked. Suddenly, I knew that the sound was not in my ears. It was not just inside my head. At that moment, I must have become quite white. I talked still faster and louder, and the sound too became louder. It was quick, low, soft, like the sound of a clock heard through a wall. A sound I knew well. Louder it became, and louder. Why did the men not go? Louder, louder. I stood up and walked quickly around the room. I pushed my chair across the floor to make more noise to cover that terrible sound. I talked even louder. And still the men sat and talked and smiled. Was it possible that they could not hear? No. They heard! I was certain of it. They knew. Now it was they who were playing a game with me. I was suffering more than I could bear from their smiles and from that sound. Louder, louder, louder! Suddenly I could bear it no longer. I pointed at the boards and cried, "Yes! Yes, I killed him! Pull up the boards and you shall see. I killed him! But why does his heart not stop beating? Why does it not stop?" That's Telltale Heart.
I love when you tell stories, man.
It's a lot of fun.
It's so good. You crush it every time.
Thank you.
It's so good. Oh man, God, it gives me goosebumps every fucking time, man. It just does. And the fact that you get into it just makes it even better. Like if I could sit on the floor, Indian style, in like a dim room, listening to this, man, it'll bring it back to childhood and like the storytelling times in like the library because you fucking crush it.
Thank you. I'm very flattered.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Guys, that is the Freak Show, the Telltale Heart and everything. And we're going to be doing short stories throughout the entire month of October. And the bonus is the fact that October this year has 5 weeks and that gives you one more week of Freaky Tales. So,
That's
super
right.
excited about it.
Bonus year, man.
Yeah,
5
yeah.
weeks.
5 whole weeks of it. And you guys know, if you follow us on Facebook and everything, if you have a short story you want to recommend, let us know, and Freak Joe will look it up and make sure we are able to do it for the month of October. So get in your suggestions and everything, because we love to get you guys to tell us, like, hey, how about you try this one? You know, because it's so good, and plus it's less work for us to have to do ourselves.
100%.
So,
Also, copyright is a thing. So if you have written a short story,
mhm.
something, under 1,500 words, maybe up to 2,000 words, send it our way. I'll read it. That way we have your permission. We don't have to worry about any rights or whatever. I'm happy to do it. So
Yeah, didn't we have a fan created submission a couple years ago?
we did. We did. And it
Yeah,
went really well, I thought.
yeah, I liked it, and I mean, it's something that we would love to hear from you guys if you have it, because I mean, even here at this freaking show, like we're in talks about trying to develop our own short story book, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so who knows? Maybe if I could get one of those together, maybe we'll hear it at the end of the month. But
I hear
we'll
you.
see how it
That'd be
goes.
awesome. I've been thinking
uh,
about it. I'm excited.
I really want to do it. I got a couple ideas for some short stories. I just got to, I just got to put pen to paper.
Nice.
We got to make an evening of it. We got to make an evening of Halloween movies. Fucking some food that we were talking about. Like what were the foods that we were talking about eating together while watching movies? Burgers and beer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, burgers and beer, some beef combos, and God,
Hmm.
just I'm
Oh
just
yeah, 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 yeah. Some
yeah, and then
pizzas maybe.
God, it'll be a good night. It'll be such a good time.
Hmm.
Hey Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
Um, Lots of things. Um, yeah, I feel like maybe I've been doing this a lot lately, but I've really got into Letterkenny on Hulu.
Isn't it good?
It's so good.
It's such a funny fucking show, man.
It is really, really good.
God, you do you have a Hulu account?
I use someone else's.
Dang, man, because I watched a little bit of it. Like I tried to find some of the episodes on the website on the internet.
Mm,
Just because like I can see bits and pieces of it, but I don't have a Hulu account because I can't afford all these fancy hoodooky fucking subscriptions and shit.
right?
I think a friend of mine's would I'm gonna ask. I always feel weird asking for like fucking like friends accounts and shit. But I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna be that guy because I don't care anymore. I gotta see
I hear
Letterkenny
you.
again. But I fucking love it. It's so funny.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious. It is damn
Mm,
funny.
right? Canadians.
Hmm.
Nuts.
So, what about you? What are you freaking thinking?
Uh if you guys follow me on social media, and Joe, you know this, I started a second job working at Fire Pit Bar and Grill.
That's true.
Yeah, so I a waiter or a server, if you will, but I'm also going to bartend from time to time. Basically, just a fill-in job. Nothing too exciting or anything. It's not like a full-time second job and stuff like that. Just to kind of like, if their bartenders or servers need a day off, then they can say, "Hey, Travis, you want to come and work this day?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on board," whatever. So it gives me a little extra cash in my pocket, gets me something to do, and gets me out of the house. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just the generic stuff that I've been doing normally, Freaking Studios, this freaking show, just freaking wrestling, stuff like that. Trying to figure out the best way to tackle these YouTube videos we're gonna start. If you guys saw the post on Facebook I put up about a couple weeks ago, we want to get your feedback on some hamburger places so we could do our own ranking system of like local hamburger places in the area. So if you
Hmm.
saw that, we got a couple of feedbacks and everything. Obviously, we got the Fire Pit Bar and Grill, Piatone. Um, we got Burgers and Beer down in Kankakee, and Game On Bar actually in Piatone as well. So we got three. I would love to get 10, but I want to get at least five. There are a couple that I have ideas of that I think we should include in that, but I want to get the feedback from the listeners and everything first and get their opinions before I just go ahead with my own. One thing I really want to try is I want to try that Impossible Whopper from fucking Burger King.
Oh, it's good.
Does it taste like a real Whopper?
It. Okay. Yes, but it is. I can personally tell that it's plant.
Okay.
Because I've eaten enough plant things, but it is literally the closest I've ever tasted to actual meat from a meatless patty.
Gotcha. Well, we're gonna have to throw that into the episode too, because I know, as far as I know, it's gonna be you, me, Dizzle J, and Sarge, pretty much trying these burgers, ranking them, maybe even trying to guess where they're from and everything. But we're definitely gonna rank them, and I think we're just gonna get plain cheeseburgers and just go at it. So
Perfect.
yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But I want to get your guys' feedback on where you think we should get the burgers from. Something Chicago area that's convenient to get to. I went with Will County, Kankakee County, but if you have an idea of a burger that we need to try, we'll see what we can do about picking it up and everything and trying them out. But stuff like that is what we're trying to look to do here. Not only for this freaky show for the month of October, but also Freaknet Studios as a whole, because that's going to be a community of all of us working together. So make sure you check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, This Freaking Show, to keep updated on the stuff that we're doing. Let your friends know about the show, and they can listen to it on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and Podbean just by searching This Freaking Show. If you do listen to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating or review. It really helps out the show. If you're looking for your This Freaking Show merchandise, check out thisfreakingshow.com. Search TFS, and that is for This Freaking Show, to get all your merchandise there. Oh shit, Joe.
Yes.
You know, every week our listeners catch Cartoon Joe here on This Freaking Show, but with the next 5 weeks of Cartoon Joe having the time off, he won't be around. But where will he be for the next 5 weeks where our listeners go check him out?
If you need some Cartoon Joe during this month, head on over to Geekcast Live Podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Awesome. Guys, thank you for being a part of This Freaking Show for the last 3 seasons and for coming back for season 4 as we kick it off with This Freaking Show. Make sure you stay tuned for the next 5 weeks as we salute Halloween. Check out our guests we have for next week, as well as the other guests we have throughout the months of October. And get ready for a awesome ride as season 4 continues on with your host, Travesty.
And Cartoon... Nope, not Cartoon Joe. And the Freak Joe.
Oh,
Me.
we almost made it. I'm not gonna lie. I would have ended it with This Freaking Show, even if you said a freak show or not. You know what? Without even editing, we're gonna try it again.
Perfect.
We're gonna leave it in because mistakes are what life is about. We accept our
Perfect.
failures. As always, I am Travesty,
And I'm the Freak Joe.
and thank you for tuning in to another episode of This Freaky Show. I'm out.